What if I told you there's a superpower that doesn't require a cape, a six-figure degree, or a morning green smoothie routine? And yet it can improve your relationships, help you win at work, raise emotionally resilient kids, and even stop you from rage texting your ex at 2 a.m. That power is emotional intelligence. Welcome to Mentor's Mindset, where we go beyond the buzzwords and dive into the skills that actually move the needle in your life. Today, we're breaking down emotional intelligence, or EQ, what it is, why it matters, and how it can literally change everything. Emotional intelligence in everyday life. All right, let's break this thing down. Because emotional intelligence gets tossed around a lot, kind of like mindfulness or clean eating. But what is it really? Emotional intelligence, often called EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence emotions in yourself and in other people. Think of it like this. If IQ is your ability to solve a math problem, EQ is your ability to stop yourself from flipping the table when someone says, "Why don't you just calm down?" Yeah, that kind of control, that's EQ. Now, according to psychologist Daniel Goleman, basically the Beyoncé of emotional intelligence, we can break EQ down into 5 essential skills. Number 1. Self-awareness. This is the foundation of all the other components. It's the ability to notice your emotions as they happen without getting hijacked by them. Ever been irrationally angry and thought, "Why am I so upset?" Only to realize, skipped breakfast, got ghosted last night, and your boss just replied, "Okay," with a full stop. That's self-awareness knocking. But you've got to open the door. It's being able to say, it's not about blaming yourself. It's about knowing yourself so well that your emotions don't get to drive the car, you do. Quick tip, start a mood journal. Even just once a day, write how you felt and why. Over time, patterns will start to emerge, and that's when self-awareness becomes your emotional GPS. Number 2, self-regulation. This is where the magic happens. Self-regulation is the ability to pause, process, and respond instead of react. Picture this. You're in a meeting and someone takes credit for your idea. Old you? Internal rage monologue, maybe a passive-aggressive email later. EQ you? You take a breath, hold your tongue, and address it professionally after the meeting. It's not suppression, it's redirection. Self-regulation it's the difference between emotional reaction and emotional strategy. And let's be honest, how many arguments could we avoid if we just paused for 5 seconds? Pro tip, when emotions spike, try the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear. You get the picture. Regulation starts with awareness, not willpower. Number 3, motivation. Now this might seem out of place. What does motivation have to do with emotions? Everything. High EQ individuals are self-motivated. They're driven not just by external rewards like salary, status, or applause, but by inner purpose. Think of athletes who train at 5 a.m. before the world wakes up, or a single parent who works 2 jobs and shows up emotionally present for their child. That's internal motivation. It's your emotional why. It's the voice that says, and the cool thing, motivation boosts resilience. You bounce back faster, pivot smarter, and grow stronger when life gets messy. Which, let's be honest, is always. EQ hack. Set emotional goals. Not just get a promotion, but become a calmer leader. Not just get in shape, but love myself through the process. When your motivation connects to emotion, it becomes unstoppable. Number 4, empathy. This one's often misunderstood. Empathy is not just feeling sorry for someone. It's the ability to step into their shoes, even if you've never walked their path. Ever had a friend say, "I know exactly how you feel," and then proceed to make it about them? That's not empathy. True empathy is, example, in Inside Out, Joy wants Riley to be happy all the time, but it's Sadness who understands that sometimes people just need someone to sit with them and say, "Yeah, this sucks." Empathy is the most human part of emotional intelligence. It bridges connection, heals conflict, builds trust. Challenge, try this for a day. Instead of judging someone's reaction, ask, what might they be feeling right now? Even if they're being difficult, empathy can de-escalate 90% of emotional chaos. Number 5, social skills. This is where everything comes together. High EQ doesn't mean you're just good at feeling things. It means you're good at communicating, navigating group dynamics, and building relationships that actually last. You know those people who can walk into a room, read the energy, and adapt without being fake? That's social skill on display. It's not about being loud or extroverted. It's about emotional fluency. People with strong social skills can think of Ted Lasso. He's not the most technically skilled coach, but he knows how to talk to people, connect with them, and make them want to do better. That's social intelligence. That's charisma with compassion. That's EQ. EQ Pro Move. Next time you're in a disagreement, instead of proving your point, try validating theirs first. You'll be shocked at how fast walls come down. Let's get real for a second. You ever been in an argument where someone says, "You're not listening to me?" And you're like, "I am listening," but you're really just waiting for your turn to talk? That's low EQ behavior. High EQ is listening to understand, not to reply. Reading between the lines when someone says "I'm fine" and clearly isn't. Of being able to disagree without disrespect. Example, Monica and Chandler from Friends. Why do they work as a couple? Because Chandler, king of sarcasm, learns to be more emotionally open while Monica tones down the perfectionism. That's two people growing emotionally together. Pro tip: if you're a parent, partner, or pet owner, learning to pause before reacting is pure gold. Even your cat will thank you. Google, Harvard, Deloitte. What do they all agree on? Emotional intelligence is a must-have skill for leaders, teams, and anyone who breathes. IQ might get you hired, but EQ gets you promoted. Let's break it down with a workplace classic, The Office. Michael Scott, charismatic but lacks emotional regulation. Jim Halpert, high EQ king, reads the room, adapts his approach, knows when to joke and when to listen. EQ in the workplace means navigating feedback without spiraling into defensiveness. Leading with empathy, not ego. Handling conflict like an adult, not a passive-aggressive email ninja. Witty example. Karen from accounting may know every tax code, but if she snaps at interns daily, no one wants to work with her. Meanwhile, Marvin from HR, calm, compassionate, and communicates clearly. Everyone respects Marvin. Be like Marvin. Now let's turn the spotlight inward. EQ starts with knowing yourself, not in a "what's your star sign" way, although Gemini risings stand up, but in a deep, self-reflective way. Ask yourself, what triggers me and why? When I'm stressed, how do I behave? Am I the kind of person I'd want to be friends with? Example, Will Hunting in Good Will Hunting. It wasn't until he faced his trauma, understood his fears, and accepted love that he grew. You're not perfect, and let me save you the suspense. That this girl you met isn't perfect either. That's emotional maturity. Self-growth tip: start journaling your emotional reactions, track patterns. Ask a friend to be your EQ mirror and give you honest feedback. Yes, it might sting, but so does growth. The magic question now is, can you train EQ? Absolutely. Emotional intelligence isn't fixed, it's flexible, like yoga, for your feelings. Here are a few science-backed ways to boost it. 1. Practice mindfulness. A 10-minute daily check-in with your thoughts reduces reactivity and improves clarity. 2. Name your emotions. Instead of saying "I feel bad," try "I feel overwhelmed because I'm afraid I'll fail." Naming it gives you power over it. 3. Seek feedback. EQ isn't what you think it is. It's how your emotions affect others. Ask, reflect, adjust. 4. Learn to pause. That 1-second pause before reacting. It's the difference between damage and dialogue. 5. Watch emotionally intelligent characters. Movies and shows are gold mines. Analyze how characters manage conflict, apologize, or show empathy. Spoiler: Ted Lasso is practically a walking EQ manual. In a world dominated by AI, automation, and overstimulation, what sets humans apart is our emotional intelligence. It's the antidote to cancel culture, echo chambers, and keyboard warriors. It's what builds connection in a disconnected world. Young adults. EQ helps you survive dating apps, job interviews, and family WhatsApp groups. Professionals, it's your edge in a sea of resumes. Parents, it's the secret to raising emotionally literate kids in an emotionally illiterate world. You're not going to master EQ in a weekend. There's no certification, no badge, just growth, reflection, and a daily choice to be better. So the next time someone cuts you off in traffic, your partner zones out mid-story, or your toddler throws spaghetti at the wall, breathe, pause, respond with wisdom, not reaction. Because emotional intelligence isn't just about feelings, it's about freedom. If this video sparked something in you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. and share it with someone who needs to hear this, maybe Karen from accounting. Thanks for joining us at Mentors Mindset. Upgrade your thinking, transform your life. Till next time, keep growing emotionally.